Hi everyone, it's Pam with Silver and Sparkles, and I got a request from one of my viewers to demonstrate how to use this tool. So she was able to acquire one, and I have one and use it occasionally. So I told her, sure thing, let's see what we can do. So this is a silent setter made by Provocraft. I don't believe they're made anymore. You can still sometimes find them, I think, like on eBay or at yard sales, things like that. And it comes with the setting tool and a little pad, and then some different attachments that will punch different size holes and set different size eyelets. And then they also gave you this little set of eyelets, which work really well with this, but there's others that I found that I can make work with this tool. So we're just going to play with it a little bit. I do tend to use this most of the time. It's a little bit harder than my regular craft pad, and anyway, it seems to work. So I was just playing right before I got on camera, and I made this little tag. I just folded a piece of paper in half, put an eyelet at the top, and put a piece of twine on it. And of course you can decorate it more. I didn't even, glue it. I thought it was kind of interesting and I could add to it later. So I'm just going to play with some things that are on my desk. I have scraps from various kits and projects I've just been working on in the last couple of days, and I was gonna actually make like a little cluster and set an eyelet and see what happens. So we'll try that. And like I said, I just have a variety of bits and pieces on my desk. All right, so maybe we'll do something like that. I don't know, that tag isn't, I love the tag, it's just not speaking to me. Maybe this one. And a little bit of ink. So I know this isn't what the request was, to make clusters, but I figure if I'm gonna set eyelets, I'll make something pretty to add to my stash that I can use down the road. So let's just see what we've got. Whoa. And of course, the uses for eyelets are many. Again, you can add them to the top of tags. You can put closures on journals. There's just so many options. And again, you can attach these before you go to set the eyelet, but I'm just going to try. So I'm going to go for just a standard size eyelet. I think that will, well, let's go with one a little bit bigger. I want to make sure I cover up this hole. So to punch the hole, you just put one of those pieces in. It's on a magnet kind of thing, and you push down and it will punch a hole anywhere on your page. And if you just do one layer, it's actually really easy. So let me show you that, and then we'll attach these three together. So here, I'll punch a hole in this tag, just one layer. And these are cardstock, 90 pound. Trying to do 3 at once was a lot. See how it just, and usually it stays in here until it gets full and they start kind of coming out. But anyway, it works. All right, so we'll put that away. And then hopefully doing 3 layers, I will successfully set the eyelet. And I'm just gonna, I probably don't need to spend that much time doing that until I pick out an eyelet, do I? Okay, I have a variety, and I will tell you I am successful setting like this size eyelet like this with this tool, and then these small ones like that size. I have not been successful setting the big jumbo eyelets. I have to go to my crocodile for that. So if someone has a trick on how to use this tool, this tool was not made when those big, the tool was, those big eyelets weren't a thing when this tool was made. That's the way to say that. And I'm just gonna snip that off. And so I think, I don't know, I just don't know that it likes it likes them. Okay, so pick your eyelet. So I put the eyelet on here, and then the trick is you turn it upside down because we're going to be pressing on the back side. Now I picked the corresponding setter with the hole size that I used. And I'm just holding it steady with my finger. You can see there's like a little notch there. You put it in the back of that eyelet, and I just, you know, some pressure and kind of twist it around, and it sets the eyelet. And there you have it. So there's some little papers that we put together. Let's do what I consider a standard size eyelet. So here, I'll just put one at the top of this square tag. I'm just going to estimate the center. So I put my hole, I punched my hole. What's great about this is you can punch anywhere on the paper. It doesn't have to be just at the top. So you don't have to worry about like the reach. So that's kind of fun. Let's see if there's a pink one in here. Well, here, let me use ones that didn't come with the set. I know the ones that came with the set are fairly easy to do. But that's really all there is to it. I think the big thing is realizing you're pushing on, you know, the back of the eyelet. All right, so I have it in there. I'm going to turn it upside down. And then, again, I just do a little rotating. And if it doesn't smush it down all the way, keep going. And there, your eyelet's set. It's fairly smooth and it looks good. Okay, so again, if you wanted to make like a fun, like tab kind of closure, one thing that you could do, let me find I'm looking through my scraps, so I'm looking for a different piece of paper. So let's say I wanted to think for a second and get a piece of paper out that'll work for this. Let's say here, I'll just do it on here. We're going to have something that, you know, like has a gatefold, something like this. Probably wasn't the best paper, but it's just a sample. And then sometimes what's fun is to take a piece of paper like this, fold it in half like this, and like attach it. And then you could attach one on this side too, but let's just say we'll attach it here, or let's put it on the purple side. Why not? And then I can thread a piece of ribbon and wrap it around. So let's just do that real quick. And in fact, I think I'm not even going to leave it out like a tab. I'm going to bring it all the way in. And again, that's not the hole punch. And if you want to use your regular hole punch, you can. These aren't hard, but again, now I'm going to be trying to go through multiple layers so that my hole lines up. And I'm going to put it about right there. Pretty sure I got it to go through that time. Okay, so there's my hole. And I will pick the correct setter. And then I will pick an eyelet. And again, I don't use these black ones that often, so I'm using them in my demo. But they're the same as the silver and the bronzy ones. So I put my eyelet through. This is the, nope, see, I would have had it backwards. Make sure you have it turned the way you want it. And then we set it. Now look how nice that closure looks. I could put another one on this side and then do string, or I can just, here's just a piece of random ribbon. I probably won't leave this ribbon in here, but you have all kinds of options. You can just, you know, pull some ribbon through like this and tie it. You can, you know, tie your ribbon on if you want to, like that. So lots of ideas, and you can start getting really creative using eyelets. And I think a lot of us have struggled with different tools through the years. And I have the one with the little hammer. I haven't gotten that out in a while. I think I know where it is. I have this one that has really, except for those jumbo eyelets, this one's very consistent and does a good job for me. And then I have my crocodiles. And I think at times my crocodile's fine. I think it's mostly user error, making sure, you know, you have the correct settings. And I'm not an expert on this. There's lots of videos out there about the crocodile, but this one has not been setting well on for any of the eyelets, I think, and it's old, but my big bite crocodile has been doing a little bit better, but I think I do need to replace this piece. It's gotten gnawed up a little bit. But again, it's just making sure you have the correct settings, just like with this tool, that you're using the correct pieces. But anyway, there's a few ideas for you. I hope that helped. And if you ever find one of these and want to use it, that'll help you out. All right, everybody, have a great day. Take care until next time.